Hi guys and welcome back to Modest Lucario Gaming. We've got yet another deck profile here for you today. I've got probably my favourite deck of all time. Possibly I've been playing it ever since it came out. It's Invoked, and the version I build is the Invoked Dogmatika with a tiny little bit of a DP slash shit all package, which most of the Dogmatika ones run. Came top 4 in the locals, so I played against Florunderies, beat that. Virtual World, I lost to that. Lost 2-1, just OTK'd me the second dude. Bricked really bad, wasn't able to beat him. I beat Orcus 2-0, True Draco 2-0, so I wish I could have beat the Virtual World player, but I'm happy enough finishing top 4. So I'm just going to get into the deck profile. So 3 Alistair, you're here watching the Invoked deck profile. You don't need me to explain this. Searches your invocations, starts all your plays. 2 Ecclesia. So I was hemming and hawing about 3 Ecclesia or 2. So the reason I chose 2 is sometimes you want to see it in your hand, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can just add it off the Nadir. I run a 41 card deck and I couldn't put another one in, and I've run a lot of one-off cards and I just wasn't too sure what to take out. But Ecclesia is very good, especially if you can summon it after you summon the a Macabre, and then you could summon this, not use the effect, and maybe link with something into a Verte if you need it, but has its uses. Very good card. Next up, with 1 Fleur de Lis. I've actually really liked this. I put on some work. It was very good. Basically acts as a hand trap, but what it also does is it's 2/5 body. Any monster, whenever it attacks Dogmatika monsters, go up by 500, so puts Maximus up to 2k. Puts Ecclesia up to 2k. Very, very good in trying to push for damage, so that's why I run one of it. 1 Maximus. So Maximus is just, it's kind of a brick. You only kind of want to search it. Very, very rarely will you ever actively want it in your hand. Maybe there's sometimes you don't need to search it, you just have it and you just summon it. Helps you dump your stuff out of the extra deck, so you could dump your Titanclad to get your search on your end phase. You could dump the Al Capone to add the Schism, so yep, standard package for Dogmatika. Hand traps, we got 3 Droll. So I'm actually kind of leaning towards 3 Droll this format. It's very good against the majority of the decks. The Flunder deck, the Florunderies deck, I basically beat just because of Droll. Was okay against Virtual World, very good against Orcust. True Draco, I thought it would do a bit better, but it just never really came up. I kind of just didn't really need it, didn't draw it, so I would recommend, it's a very good card for the Sword Soul matchup as well, so I would probably recommend running them in this format. Worked very well for me. Standard 3 Ice, run 3 Ice in every deck. Some people choose not to. I can understand why. Sometimes it's not as powerful as you want it to be. I've seen a few people run 3 Droll, 3 Nibiru because it's more of a power card. I just like Ice because you don't always play the meta decks. So if you play against a deck that isn't a meta deck that relies on a certain card that searches or summons, Ice gets you out of it. Next up, the staple of the Modest Lucario gaming channel, we've got the DP package. It's just such a good card. I can't give it any more props each video. I just can't talk enough about it. It's such a powerful card. Having Verte there as a backup as well when you don't have your actual board, just to get 2 monsters on board, go for DP. It's broke. Konami will have to touch it in some point, but for now we'll run it because we're allowed to. End of the spells, we got 3 Meltdown. So again, you're here watching the deck profile. You know Meltdown searches Alistair. It helps protect your fusion summons so they can't be negated. So if you activate Invocation, they can't solemn warning it. What's very good as well is if you ever hard draw into the Fusion Destiny and you have this on board, your opponent can't negate it, which is very, very good. So Meltdown doesn't just add Alistair, protects your fusions as well. Next up, 3 Nadir. So again, the Nadir just searches Dogmatika cards. You send a monster from your extra deck to the grave, search a Dogmatika with less attack, I believe, yes, from your deck. So main play with this is I would normally send either, spoiler alerts, the Cyframe Lord Omega, or I would send the Titanclad if I'm not going to get into the Maximus this turn. Yes, it locks you out of your extra deck, but you do just kind of want to do this after you do your invoke plays. So very strong card. Again, not too much explanation needed. Fusion Destiny. This card says summon DP, so a Macabre plus DP is a very good combo. Very hard to add. 2 Invocation. Very good card. Fusion Summon. I've actually seen one person. I haven't done it myself, but I'm hoping to do it. Summon DP using this, which would be very funny just to be able to do it once. But yep, recurs your Alistair, so you don't have any problems. It's your 1-card combo with the Alistair adding this. Yeah, it actually gets rid of problem cards in your opponent's grave as well, which is pretty good. It came up for me with the Orcus matchup. Was able to banish a few cards in their grave that I didn't want them using. We've got 2 Triple Tactics Talent. Again, as another card, I'm running the 2, but I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted 2 or 3. But because of the tight deck space, I'm running 2. Sometimes it's a brick. Sometimes you do have it in your hand and you wish it was something else, but more often than not, you're getting your 2 cards or taking a card of your opponent's hand, being able to see your opponent's hand as well. Very, very good thing to have. Knowing your opponent's hand, knowing what their moves are going to be, helps you know what you're going to negate with, say, your Macabre or pop with your DP. 1 Terraform, basically our 4th copy of Meltdown, meaning that we have the 7 copies of Alistair. Call by the Grave, just so if anything happens, say your opponent tries to droll you on your adding of Invocation, or they try and ice one of your cards, helps you keep your combo going. So now we're going into traps. Now I run a bit more of a heavier trap lineup than ones that I've seen before. So 3 Imperm, because it's very strong in this format, I believe anyway. It's good going first, good going second. Just I don't really see too much reason not to run the card at the moment. 3-dimensional barrier. So this was a kind of a late change that I made. Most decks have a certain thing. Now, bar the Fluunderies and the True Draco, which it didn't obviously do anything for them, but just sided them out. Going up against the Orcus deck or going up against Virtual World, and you can just call a certain thing and just say, nope. Virtual World, you called the Synchro, and yeah, they couldn't really do too much. Very good card. It was underwhelming this time round in the locals, but honestly, I think it's too good to take out at this point because it can just really just shut your opponent down. 3, there can only be 1. So this deck would normally want to end on the window, which you would summon during your opponent's turn, which is a spellcaster, and the Macabre, really. So that's a machine. So you're more often than not, you're going to have different types, and usually if you can resolve this against certain decks and they have no response, you win. So very powerful card. Put in good work as well. Won me probably about 3 or 4 duels. Punishment is probably the card that I'm going to take out. So what I didn't realize a while ago was Punishment doesn't let you summon for 2 turns, which really wrecks this deck. I really don't like it unless you can win on that turn. So great card, but I might take it out. And then Schism, because this card lets you summon the window. Add it off Al Capone, use it during your opponent's turn. Schism, very strong. And with a window and a Macabre is very good. So, extra deck, this is my Invoke lineup. 2 Macabre, I don't really go into more than 2 Macabre. Purgatory was good to push for game. Yugoides, whatever you pronounce this. Yeah, it came in a few times. It's good just to kind of push for damage, but I don't think it would change anything. I would maybe add a Ryzen because I run Droll, but it would probably be dead most of the time. 3 Shaddolls. Construct's just there just in case I need to go into it to push for damage. Al Capone's Descend off one of your cards Ascend, so either the Maximus or the Deer, and then Winda, which is just the main thing of your plays. Again, 2 Winda you could do if you had the space, never came up for me. DP, because it's busted, not going into more of that. Entis and Ice Dragon are the ones you would kind of send, depending on certain things. So Entis is kind of there for the punishment usually. So you're popping the 2 cards. That's the main reason. Maybe if you want to use it within the Deer, you could. I wouldn't personally most of the time, unless it was going second. Ice Dragon's there to get the search on the end phase. Helps you add your Ecclesia for your next turn. So we're going to go Lynx all in 1. Gravity Controller is here to remove your own window to let you play for the rest of the turn. so you're not locked under window. Secure Gardener and Almirage, they're just staple invoked cards. You normal summon Alistair, go into the Almirage, use the Almirage to go into Secure Gardener. There's your late target. And then Verte, I wasn't actually running this for a while until I realised I can just summon the Ecclesia and the after summoning the Alistair and then linking with it, and then just summoning this, going and then using your invocation, then use Verte, so you've got the Makaba and the DP on board. And then 1 Omega, so it's good just for kind of recycling Banished or recycling Grave stuff, so sometimes I would send this if I had an extra card to send. So we're going to quickly just go through the side. It's the same as most every other video. Lancia stops the banishing. Good against Orcus, stuff like that. Evenly matched for the decks that set up big stupid boards that you just cannot break. Cyclone, that's for heavy spell and trap card decks, or maybe decks that rely on a field spell. Free Dark Ruler, again, is for boards just to kind of set up heavy monsters and punish them just for kind of overextending. And then we got 2 Mystic Men and the Feather Duster. Mystic Men's decent, just kind of helps you win certain games. You can kind of just use this, and your opponent has no main deck out, you just win. Feather Duster again is there just for kind of heavy spell and trap card decks. So, like I say in every video, that was just kind of the summary of just my deck. Really enjoyed the deck. Probably my favourite deck of all time, up there with Black Wings. I would actually really appreciate anybody's feedback, because I've always been looking for ways to kind of make this deck a bit more powerful, maybe make it a bit different. So any other suggestions, please just put them in the comments section. Be very much appreciated if you like the content. Subscribe to the channel with loads more deck profiles. Go check them out. And yeah, thank everybody else for tuning in, and we'll see everybody for the next video. Goodbye.